filming now? Oh. I'm not really ready. I guess roll the intro? From the intro, my name is Carson Lund, and I'm doing an occupation-based kit video for my Analysis 1 class at Midwestern University. And my occupation-based kit I've titled The Businessman. And it doesn't really have anything to do with doing business, but it has everything in it that someone would need to get ready to go to work when they work in a more professional environment. And it also has sewing as well as ironing pieces in it, which I'm about to show you. So first of all, I need my kit. And there it is. So let's go ahead and do the unboxing of the kit. We'll go ahead and set this to the side here. So first of all, we have some step-by-step instructions for a couple of the objects that are in here. And I have a white dress shirt that is in here for various reasons that we will cover. I have a necktie, a pair of dress slacks, and an iron. Also, I have a sewing kit, which is very basic. It has thread, scissors, and sewing needles. And I also have a variety of buttons of different sizes for practicing purposes. And so all of this can be purchased at any store really. The clothes can be purchased at Walmart or any department store. The sewing kit, I bought each individual piece at Walmart, but you can buy an entire sewing kit from there or any craft store. And the buttons can be picked up at any craft store or stores like Walmart. And irons, of course, you can get those at any home supply store, as well as Walmarts and Targets and various places like that. And the ironing board I have here, we don't always use the ironing board with this kit, but just in case you need it, is there, and those can be purchased at any Walmart or any home store. So the first part of my kit that I'd like to talk about is the sewing part. And this is a very basic sewing part. It's not for in-depth sewing or sewing clothes, but it's to reattach buttons or patch up a little hole when a seam tears, things like that. But we're mostly going to focusing on the buttons. And this can be applied to many of the different occupations levels, IADL in maybe caring for others, in helping taking care of their clothes and getting them ready. It could be for work and work participation, because you have to sew a button back on your suit, or you have to patch up a hole in your pants to get to work so you look professional. So those are the few of the occupations that would fall under this. And the way it could be used for treatment is, the first part is I have a list of step-by-step instructions. So you could test a person's cognition and part of their skills of processing to see how well they can follow the step-by-step instructions in completing this task. Another way is sewing on a button requires a lot of dexterity and a lot of fine motor skills. And so you could really test someone's fine motor skills and have them practice with the different motions, and also just threading the needle with eyesight and different aspects like that. You just take a needle with an eye hole in it. You can't see the eye hole in the camera. And you take your thread. And you take your cut end, and I like to lick the end, to get it through the eye hole. Got it, okay. And then what I do is you just bring it down and you tie a simple knot in the end of your string. And I just do a simple loop. You take your loose end through the loop and pull it tight. Okay. And so like I said, that can work various dexterity skills, fine motor skills, and the different parts of that so that they can practice using the intricate muscles in their fingers. So that is how the sewing part of this kit would be used. So for the ironing part of this kit, I will focus mostly on the pants, but you can use the shirt as well. And I'm not going to be using the ironing board, but it is here and it will be part of the kit, and I'm actually not going to be plugging my iron in just because I don't want it hot. And so what you do is after your iron is warm, you locate on the iron what level you need of heat so that you know, so you don't burn your material. And when you iron, you take one leg at a time with slacks and you place it down on your ironing board. We're going to pretend like the table is the ironing board. And you take the iron when it's hot enough and you apply pressure down while continuously moving so you don't burn the pants. So the way that this can be used with occupational therapy is, one, the skills of gripping and moving your shoulder. You have adduction and adduction and medial and lateral rotation, supination, pronation. There's a lot of hand movements, plus you're applying pressure down. And so practicing ironing could work for a variety of people. A man that has to iron his clothes and he's had some kind of trauma that's affected his muscle strength, or a wife or mother that has to take care of her children or her husband. She could use the practice skills of ironing before actually turning the heat on and actually ironing so she doesn't burn herself or burn her clothes. And so that's how it could be used therapeutically. So that is why I've included in my kit an iron as well as slacks and a shirt so that the client could potentially practice ironing. And the occupations that this fall into are once again work and work preparation, as well as IEDLs and ADLs is in dressing and grooming to make sure that you are looking appropriate. And the last part of my occupation-based kit just finishes with the grooming and dressing part. So this is mainly focused in ADLs, but it can be used in a variety of settings. And so first of all, I have a step-by-step list of instructions of how to tie a double Windsor knot necktie. And so I also have included a necktie for the person to practice tying. And when you tie a tie, you follow the step-by-step instructions. It takes a lot of dexterity as well as balance skills, because you usually are standing in front of a mirror as you do it. It takes concentration, and it takes a little bit of proprioception, because you have to know where in space your hands are and then to slide it up into place. So obviously this shirt doesn't go with the tie. But this goes along with, in occupations, with ADLs in dressing, because you need to look good in a variety of situations and you need to be able to tie a tie, especially for maybe a businessman, like I've already mentioned, that wears a tie to work every day. Or it could be a man that goes to church every Sunday. So this also falls under the occupations of church worship and IADLs. And so that is my occupation-based kit that I have entitled The Businessman. But it goes much beyond just being for businessmen. So the populations it could serve are men with different traumas that have made them unable to get dressed for work or get their clothes ready. It could be used for a wife or a mother that has to iron her kids or her husband's clothing or her own clothing. And it could be used for anyone that goes to church to get dressed. And also it could be used in a variety of community case management settings where the occupational therapist is the vocational coach. We can use the kit to train someone how to dress and look professional as they go to job interviews. And so this kit can be used in a variety of ways for an occupational therapist. One thing I did fail to mention, that it can also be used to practice dressing. So the shirt can be put on and they can practice buttoning down their shirt. They can practice putting on and buttoning the pants as well as tucking the pants in. So this kit can be used in a variety of ways, in a variety of settings, and can help with many, many different occupations. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.